are just about ready. I always have to get my little settings right in the beginning here. So thank you, everyone. Hello. Hello. I'm Pamela. I'm with Business Concepts Accelerated, also known as BCA. And welcome to the BCA B2B Live YouTube channel. Today on BCA Chats, I am thrilled to welcome the one, the only Hustle Mama. She is all about her global community who gifts and she sows into the lives and businesses to help us all really to glow and to grow. So I'm excited to bring Hustle Mama on in just a few moments. All right, but as always, everyone, I love to take just a moment to explain and share with you really a little bit about Business Concepts Accelerated, where we accelerate your business. And I want you to know exactly why you should subscribe to our channel, and click that little button. Click that bell, everyone. That denotes when we go live to spotlight savvy business owners from across the world who are motivated to do business with you. So let's get started. So it is a good thing to step into your purpose. As you know, I started this broadcast from a place of being transparent last September during my online dance party celebration. And this was my opportunity to really kind of fulfill my passion. Plus, I love to dance. And it's completely outside of my comfort zone to really do this, speak to you, speak to the world. I call it speak to the world, on YouTube. But I am stepping outside of my comfort zone. I challenge myself, and here I am. And it has actually helped me to rediscover my why. So through this process of speaking to the universe for these few minutes, I am clearer on how and why I'm here. So I am passionate. I am passionate to provide connections to business owners who may not normally have those resources right in front of them to help propel their business. I am not the actual resource. I serve as the connector. So now, these days people, and we all are living in this digital world, and anyone can connect to any resource they need in business, really. But you can be in a room of 5,000 people, 5,000 opportunities, right in front of you. But really, are there? Because you can also walk outside of that room of 5,000 people and still not have that burning question of the stumbling block that you currently have in business that could help change the trajectory of the business path that you proceed upon. So that's why, and many reasons, contributing to how I got to this business to business, B2B referral network that we are currently curating for business owners across the world. I speak to business owners who are doing business globally and outside your local. So it doesn't necessarily have to be outside of your nation of residence, but really you who do business and are motivated to do business globally. I love being in the position of being a catalyst. So this referral network came about, and it is something that I'm very, very super proud about. I am a hostess with the mostest, I would classify, and that's because I, in my entertaining and things of that nature, and just my love of people, I always try to anticipate what my guests may need before they ask for it. That gives me pride. That gives me a sense of satisfaction, really, to be able to anticipate your need. So with that, I brought all of that, anything that my little outside the box thinking mind could conjure up, and I brought it into this dynamic platform that I feel beyond what is out in the marketplace today, really pinpoints and really has a lot of perks and additives for you, because that's my purpose, is to really serve you and accelerate your business. That's what this platform is all about. So I implore you, I ask of you, if you would please do it for me, just as a favor, list your company, join the website, www.BCA-B2B Live. Go there, list your company, add your company name, and let us know about you. So what we're doing is we are bringing in businesses, and you will be considered or classified as an early adopter. And this gives you a chance to kind of test the system, let us know what's working, what's not working. And we're excited to have any businesses from across the world who are interested and motivated to do business globally. We want you to come to the website, list your company with us, right? In addition to that, I want expert resources, because that's how all of this started. This started because my background being from my days as a managing director for a women's professional network that's national. I am, it was my business in hosting those monthly events to really look around and see that these, the connection of women, the connection of businesses, business to business, was something that was of value. And it is, knowing how to connect and utilize those connections is something that we want to make sure that we maximize each and every opportunity that we have. So one of my mantras, seize every opportunity. Guys, it is all about nurturing those relationships. So in that time of my networking days or hosting networking events, Business Concepts Accelerated, springboard, and here I am today. But the platform, in regards to my noticing and realizing, and my reaching back really to pre-COVID timeline, I was able to look around me and see that honestly, the urban market at that time, they did not necessarily or in total have the resources, the expert resources that can help propel them in business. So what I wanted to do was really, because I had this inner network of people, expert resources from marketing, branding, public relations, and strategy, because I had them in my network, it was an opportunity for me to introduce, and it was a phenomenally awesome experience and success. So we did that last year, pre-COVID, and it's evolved into this platform, this dynamic platform that we are just really super excited to bring to market. And so I am just thrilled in the fact that we will be able to do that. It's coming soon. So go to bcab2blive.com and list your company with us. So, oh my gosh, I am super excited. Here we are. Welcome, welcome. Hustle Mama.
Hi, how are you?
I am excited to have you to join us today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate it. So just to, I want to make sure, I want to make sure I can hear you okay, yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right, everyone. All right, this is really a proud moment for me. I tell you, I have, I have not followed you for long but I feel like I'm in the know, and I really look at this opportunity to have you on my show as a chance to really share with the world and the beauty of who you are as a person and what you give. And I hope I honestly pray that the world, acknowledges and really understand what it is that you really want to give, because your whole mantra, everything I think that you are is about giving first. So I am super excited to have you with us today on BCA B2B Live on YouTube. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So just to reset everything, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to officially welcome Dr. Stefany Jones, known by most as Hustle Mama.
Yes.
Creator and CEO of Hustle Mama, the magazine for today's powerhouse woman. It is more than just a magazine, it's a mindset, a movement, and it strives towards changing the lives of 1 million women across the world, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. I know you as a powerhouse of a woman. I know your purpose. It's a very noble purpose. I know that you really help to unite, teach, you share, you provide lead, power, and the community really, and also the world. So again, I'm Pamela with Business Concepts Accelerated, also known as BCA. And this is the BCA chats, and we are BCA B2B Live on YouTube. This is the featured segment of our show where we spotlight 10 questions with the week. That is the one and only Hustle Mama. So let's jump in.
Okay.
All right, good. So I wanted to ask in regards to question number one, you really do give. You give, and you do so much every day. From outside looking in, it appears to me that your life 24/7 is scheduled down to the T. So is that your day-to-day? Or, I see you as a well-oiled machine. Your infrastructure is a turnkey operation. So, is this reality, or am I just thinking this in my head?
Okay, so here's how it goes. First of all, I have my hands in a lot of things, right? As women, we wear a lot of hats. And for a long time, I was a single mom of 3 children. So twins and one behind the twins. So that's like having triplets. And I worked full-time, and I went to school full-time and did the children, their homework, all that stuff. So I am a schedule kind of girl. Right. So I'm very regimented, type A, but I also have that creativity flair because I'm a writer, I'm a dreamer, and all of those things. And I actually believe I can do anything I want to do. So I'm very regimented when it comes to routines. However, I will tell you, I'm also spontaneous. I'm not rigid. Okay. There's a difference between regimented and rigid.
There
And
is.
I will say that I do live according to a schedule, although there are times where I have to pull all-nighters to meet deadlines. There are times where my schedule goes out the window, the calendar goes out the window, and I have to be able to move with the ebb and flow of what's going on in my world, in my business. So to answer your question, yes, I'm pretty, I wake up at a certain hour. I get a lot done in those hours, and then I'm off and running according to what's on my calendar.
Very good. And really, that's the way that you get things done. So, yes. So tell our audience, and I know this is probably a big question, but at a high level account, just tell and share the audience a little bit about who you are and your why and what you want your legacy to be.
Okay, sure. So you already introduced me. My name is Hustle Mama, aka Dr. Stefany. I always put the Hustle Mama first because that is my brand. When I thought of Hustle Mama, or when God gave me Hustle Mama, it was really to describe in layman's terms the powerhouse woman, the mom who was just doing everything. The Proverbs 31 woman, the woman of noble purpose, the entrepreneurial woman. So I really embody that title, and I love Hustle Mama. I love everything about it. And our acronym, of course, what you said, it stands for Help, Unite, Share, Teach, Lead, and Empower Families, Communities in the World. And that's what women do. They don't always just do one thing. They're doing everything in the scope of the one thing that they do, right? So we take on these attributes of being community leaders, of being the go-to people for our family members, being the fix-its, the nurturers, the think-of-its, and these visionaries, and there's so much in that. So that is who I am. And my mission and my why is quite simple. I want to change families, neighborhoods, and communities all over the world. That's my goal. And so if I can do that through education, making education affordable, empowering women to understand and recognize that God has given them something great within to run with so that they can build wealth. And if it's to impart in them that the sky is just not the limit. Like, we are limitless beings, and we are filled with a love energy that if we just align with that and align with the creator and that love energy, then we become creation machines, and we create, I would say, an indescribable amount of assets, of products, and of things that really virtually can change the world one person at a time. And so my why is really just to help people remember how wonderful they are, and to help women remember how great they are, and how they're more than conquerors, and they can do so many things, and that we've been born in our DNA for greatness and to do great things. And when we align with that greatness and recognize the value of the love principle that we have to give to the world, that everything shifts and changes. And each of us becomes a world changer, So that's my why. That's what I do. And that's why I do it.
Yes.
I hope I answered your question.
No, you really did, because if we understand our why, if we realign with ourselves to live our true why and what we have to pour into the world, then each of us are doing exactly what you're doing, is making an impact on women and on the world. I mean, really our community and everything. It just really transcends worldwide, because we are living our truth and who we are supposed to be. So I completely understand. You answered the question, except for, and I think that's a part of your legacy. That's, just really transferring that knowledge alone is, I believe, part of your legacy. So.
I'm gonna tell you, my legacy, I would want my legacy to be that I was the girl who inspired the people who felt like they could never, ever be inspired again. I want to be the woman who has empowered people that no one could reach. And I want my legacy to be that my heart was filled with benevolence and still prudence, so that I could reach those that no one wanted to talk to, or didn't care about, or didn't even consider because of their economics or geography. And that I invested in sometimes the most overlooked populations and the most overlooked entrepreneurs. So that I want my legacy to be that I invested in the people that sometimes others just don't consider,
Oh my goodness, you have touched me with that. And that's what I was trying to explain. I probably did it about 5 different ways that I didn't need to in the beginning. That is how Business Concepts Accelerated really kind of started, because I had this, network of expert resources. And I wanted to make sure my people really had access to these people that I felt they might not normally have access to. And that's really how I got to where I am today with the concept, of what it is truly supposed to be. But, we want to serve the world as well. So you inspire me each and every day. So
thank you. Thank you so much.
But I do know you as a public figure, and I know you as truly pouring into the world, but you know your gifts and you know your brand, and that is truly paying it forward. Is I believe your own blessing. Can you speak a little bit to your pour?
Sure. Okay, so as you are aware, because you're part of the tribe, you've been one of my audiences. In 2000, I had a near-death experience. So as a result of that near-death experience, being in a coma, my parents being told that I wasn't going to survive or make it through the night, and having made it through an entire week on a life support system, breathing for me, I think it kind of changed my perspective about life and what it would mean for me, and what the pursuit of happiness and career and excellence would look like. So I got a chance to sort of start all over with a new canvas as I was brought back. And so in coming back into my body and in this life, I
Wow.
think that my pour became a very different thing. Earlier, before the coma, my pour was operating in my gifts at work and contributing everything I could to my employer and my stakeholders and my constituents, and serving all three equally and not letting anyone slack, being very defined.
Yes.
After the coma and after coming out of the coma and that near-death experience, my pour began to be nothing but love. I learned through that experience that the key to life is love. It's not hard, it's not rocket science, that really when you base everything on love, it covers a multitude of faults and sins and shortcomings. It does not boast, it does not envy, it does not keep record of wrongs, it does not compare, it leaves ego at the door. And so my pour is really all about love, right? So how can I love my neighbor as myself? How can I teach my neighbor to love themselves more than they give themselves permission to do?
Right.
And then how can we love one another enough to want people's lives to be better that have nothing to do with us, right? That are not connected to our families, our extended families, our colleagues, our staff, people that we don't know.
No.
And so my pour is really all about the love principle.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And you display it so beautifully.
Oh,
24/7. I mean, I know that you take time away from, all that you give for Stefany, and of course her family, but you pour into us, and and that's why, you are who you are. So, but you talk about, we're going to move into the digital enterprise, but you talk a lot about the value of building a digital enterprise, and where where does that next level offer come in after giving to us all each and every day, but just building. And I know it can touch in any category. Any business has the opportunity to build a digital empire.
Sure. Okay. So first, I'd like to say it's crazy that we are here at this place at this time. I believe everything is purposed, everything is intentional, nothing happens by accident. I've been building digital empires for 20 years, right? And I've been teaching it for more than 10, but it really hasn't even begun to be a consideration, of course, until 2020 with the whole hiccup that we've experienced in being forced into a worldly pause as a result of COVID-19. So the platform in building, I like to say digital portfolios, right? So I teach my entrepreneurial sisters and my women in my tribe how to build digital empires, because I want them to have an empire state of mind, right? So in order to build anything wonderful, you have to have a wonderful vision about it, and what better ring to it than empire. We're queens. I want us to have our own queendoms and that we built and that we're able to bless other people with. So in building the digital empires, I basically show how you can bring any business, idea, transaction, product, or service into the digital space and actually begin to build assets and real estate, digital real estate, that will not only support your business and what you're already doing, but actually be a thread of additional revenue so that you can earn other streams in addition to what you're already providing. And that's the entire concept of it. And it's not about just being online. It's really about making accessible what you do and who you are to people who may only have a cell phone and not a device, a laptop or a computer. There are a lot of people who don't have access to laptops and computers, but they do have mobile phones. And how can we provide products and education and accessibility to transform the lives of people who may not have all of the resources? And that's what the digital empire is about.
Well, again, I love that it really transcends to any industry, anything that any business that is, that is out there can tap into this concept and really expand not only what you're doing, but beyond with your own digital footprint in the world. And you teach step by step on how to do that, but we'll get there in just a moment.
Yes, my courses.
Right, exactly. And join the tribe.
Okay, and join the tribes. That's right.
Yes. But I've heard you speak about the spiritual business intelligence. And I know this is a term I've heard from you, but share your take on the spiritual business intelligence.
Sure. Okay. So I coined myself the digital empire builder, the digital real estate girl, all those things, right? Because that's what hustle mamas do. We find something and we roll with it. And so early on, I adopted this term on my own. I don't think anyone else is using it. If they are, they took it from me. I've been doing it for 20 years, okay? For 20 years. And basically what I do is my whole entire business infrastructure and everything I teach is based on spiritually based business intelligence. I realized a long time ago in my studying of historic sacred texts, the Bible, studying world religions, and also things like the Apocrypha, the Essene Gospels of Peace, the Quran, the Torah. I learned that, and putting into practice what I learned and studied with my personal experience and being in the coma and being transformed and all of those things, I realized that there is nothing new under the sun, right? And that even in business, we've been given a blueprint for really using our spiritual intelligence, our innate spiritually programmed things that are in our DNA, in our systems, in our psyche, in our bloodlines, in our bloodstreams, to fuel and be the trajectory to manifesting and creating outcomes like science and mathematics. And so the world is filled with science and mathematics, you know? I do less of the religiosity thing and more of the spiritual thing. And I am Christian by profession of faith, okay? And so I know that for me, because I don't try to impose that upon anyone, that to unconditionally love means to unconditionally forgive. So if we're to really put biblical practices into play in our business, forgiving an offender 70 times 7 in one day, you know, imagine the power of that, the power of never holding on to any type of offense. Imagine the power of holding on to a word that says you can have farther than your eyes can see and have your cup poured into that you would never have room enough to receive. Imagine the power that you feel being empowered and operating in business to know that you can move mountains, walk on water, and just become a creation magnet. And so I have aligned my business practicality with spiritually based principles, spiritually based biblical principles. And I have found that that infusion is what has, I would say, progressed me beyond the natural state of business and has really enhanced the power of God's word in my life and the power of the manifestation of God's results upon my ecosystem.
I have seen it live in action. It is just phenomenal to, watch you in your normal day-to-day pour your give and see God speak through you. It is just phenomenal to witness. So blessing, actually,
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I know that you are truly anointed, and I'm, blessed to have you as a friend. So
thank you so much. And I likewise, I'm so grateful to have you in my circle.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, all right. So tell us your favorite business or your favorite mind, meaning self-awareness hack, your favorite hack.
Okay. So my whole entire guiding principle for everything I do is the only way to the great you are is through the great I am, right? So if that is the case, then our words have power. And our words are the power principle for everything we do, everything we say, and everything we are. So when we speak life and we speak life in everything, we're speaking life to not only every step we take, we speak life to every project we lead, we speak life to every transaction we have, we speak life to every influence we have, every interaction, relationship, partnership.
Wow.
So that's my favorite, helping my entrepreneurs understand that it's our obligation. It is
Mm-hmm.
our obligation, it is our duty, it is our responsibility to walk and operate in our gifts, our
Yes.
skills, our talents, and what we've been called to do. Because there are people in the world who are needing us, they're waiting for us, and they can't reach where they're supposed to go and be blessed, to be a blessing to their families until they hear us, until they
Mm-hmm.
connect with us, until
Yes.
they meet us. And so once you realize there's a whole world out there waiting for only what you can give them, only can march to your tune and can only tap their feet and hear your song,
Yes.
then you understand that to stay stuck in silence for any reason, or to speak or negate anything that's wonderful inside of you, that's outside of you, is not only doing you a disservice,
Mm-hmm.
but all the lives that are going to be transformed and affected only because someone's mother heard you.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if people truly heard what you just said, because that's so powerful. Really, I mean, my voice has meant for someone to hear. And if I don't believe my voice is of that I can touch someone and really help change their life and to serve in that man, then, I've missed the boat. So I really hope people they heard what you just said. Great hack, words matter, believe and trust in yourself. So tell me what motivates you. What motivates you?
What motivates me? Really, I'm going to tell you, I just really want to make what I do matter, right?
Mhm.
So I want everything that I touch to mean something, if not to me, to someone. So it doesn't have to mean something to everyone.
Right.
I'm not for everyone. Everyone's not my audience, right?
Mhm.
But if I can change one person's life and then they could go and change 1,000 lives,
Yeah,
I've still touched those 1,000 lives, even
that's
if
right.
not directly, I have indirectly. So you got to think of your impact sort of like multi-level marketing, right? So
Mhm.
when you're in multi-level marketing, you have your downline. Then
Uh-oh.
it splits and they down, and then split
Yes.
and then downline. Well, the love principle and in operating in your gifts leaves a signature, right? And that signature flows in the ebb and flow of the universe, and it just splits and moves, splits and
Yes.
moves. It's infectious. So as quickly as we can catch a common cold, we can catch the love cold. And we can spread it and
Woo!
share it,
Let's do it, y'all.
I'm so serious. I mean, like, can you imagine you're doing what you love, right?
Yes.
When you are doing what you love and you live every day waking up and getting to do what you love, just
Yes.
think there's no sorrows, there are no arguments to have, there's no drama. That's true freedom. That's a life
Mm.
of peace and joy. And then that means that everyone you're impacting and working with and rocking with are blessed, all
Mm-hmm.
because they're interacting with you. And
Yep.
so it's a domino effect, you know? So
Yes.
I think that's really what inspires me and
Yes.
keeps me going, you know?
Right. 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 What a true blessing it is to live in that light.
Yeah.
That's a true blessing. So tell us a little bit about your global outreach with the Hustle Mama magazine, and tell us about the engagement. Why should I subscribe
Oh,
to
yes.
now, I'm already a subscriber, but tell the world why, what you bring
Sure.
to the magazine.
Okay, so that's my pride and joy. That really is like my thing, right? So
Mhm.
Hustle Mama, the magazine for today's powerhouse woman, we translate into more than 40 languages, which is what I
Okay.
love. I mean, I knew
Yes.
I had to do that. And just so that you know, like even when I started the magazine in 2012, 8 years ago, when I started the magazine before, like the year before, when I was doing all the prototypes and trying to figure it out online and the
Yes.
technology, we were like one of the first companies to bring hyperactive technology. And we were the first magazine to deploy hyperactive engaged
Wow.
technology. So, I mean, back then I was literally working to translate the magazines by hand, right? So I would do the Spanish version, the French version. It was
Oh my
crazy, right?
goodness.
Crazy. But now, you know, we're 8 years in, it's technology, things are moving
Yeah.
at the speed of light and sound. So we translate into 40 languages. And I believe that's the reason why we do so well in global engagement. We get about 50,000 unique visitors a month, which are first-time visitors. And it's not 50,000, sometimes it's 40,000, sometimes it's 42, 38.
Medium.
54. So it's an average, right?
Yes.
So about 45 to 50,000 new people a month, every month.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get about 300,000 hits, right? 300 to 400,000 hits. They're doing about 2 to 4 pages a visit, which is great.
That's beautiful.
Great
That is great.
But most of our business is in the US, but we have a heavy population in India, in the Philippines, in France, Canada. And so, and of course, I'm moving towards other continents, and we're working on Asia, Africa, and South America.
Beautiful.
And so for me, it was very important that the content be content that was useful, that taught, that was solution-oriented, results-oriented, and that would help women heal their hearts, hack their lives, and then still harness their power spiritually so they could build these businesses. So I wanted the magazine to be a portal. And in this portal, people could come and just feed and just eat and just eat and just learn and share and network.
Yes.
Same thing like the tribe.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's why people need to subscribe. And that's why they need to advertise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you have the reach. Advertising is a must, I would say. So I hope that we influence someone and more to do that. So tell us a little bit about the tribe, the Facebook tribe, Hustle Mama Tribe. Talk about that a little bit. It's
well, you know, we get it in the tribe, you know.
Yes.
Say hi to all the tribe members watching and supporting us, because you know that post got a lot of likes and quite a few shares. So I just want to give a shout out to my ladies, because they inspire me to keep going. I hear the stories of our sisters in the group. So the Hustle Mama Tribe is a Facebook group. It's a private group, but you can join, and you don't have to be a woman, because we have some men in it too. But it's for the entrepreneur who wants to learn about monetizing, creating multiple streams of income, creating passive income, and building a digital real estate portfolio in addition to what they already do, what they already do. So they're not really doing extra work. They're just putting mechanisms in place, engineering possibilities to their products and services, and they're monetizing it on autopilot. So that's what we do in the group. And we share information. There's I think it's over 100 videos, right? Probably 100 webinars for free on every topic you can imagine. You could come there and go to work for real. And then of course I have paid offers, because I'm a businesswoman, we have to make money. But I give away so much that I want you to make money first, and then you can come back and pay me. I never want you to buy anything from me when you can't afford it or things are not well at home. You need to pay for your bills, feed your children, do well, and be okay. And then you can come take one of my courses. And if you can afford to take the course, then take it if it's not a hardship. I don't ever want anything that I put out to be a hardship. And then if you can pay more and you are ready to grow and scale your business, then of course you can afford the other stuff that I offer. And then I do masterminds and all the stuff that everybody else does. But spiritual twist.
That's right. And I tell you, you have to, ask to be a tribe member if you're not already. I implore you to do that, because you give there, and then you can go deeper, of course, if you want to know more. So I was so inspired. That was the one, in the last few months, the one and only person I've ever, done any coaching with was you.
Yes.
To say that one session that I, spent with you was really inspiring because, I have been, I've been a little bit just all over the place. And I'm going to do a post tomorrow in regards to just, a shout out in regards to mental wellness, because it really, it affects your whole being. And wherever I came into that meeting was not how I left the meeting, and it is amazing because you can just hone in on what that person needs to hear, what they need, and you feed from there. And it's just that simple. I loved it.
Thank you. Listen, that's not me, it's God. I don't have an original thought in my mind. Everything I'm operating, it's God working inside of me, through me, for others. And that's it.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about your special offers that you will have for our viewers tonight, and things that you have going on that you would like to offer everyone.
Sure. Okay, so of course, we're in the middle of my annual boot camps. I run an annual boot camp. So it's the March Monetization Madness boot camps. We just finished weekend 1 this past weekend.
Wow.
We were working it. A 7-hour WordPress class, a 6-hour blogging class, and our final weekend is this weekend. And so I do this once a year. But for your audiences and everyone that is a part of your tribe and your community, we wanted to do something special for you. So what we're going to ask you to do is to, of course, either send an email to thehustlemamatribe@gmail.com, or you can DM me, because you can find me at The Hustle Mama on Instagram, or you can come into my DMs on Facebook, or you can join the tribe. I don't care how you get to us. Just get to us if you can. And then all you have to do is, in that message, send your email and put code BCAC. So if you put BCAC and then your email, we're going to send you a complimentary free gift worth $97.
Wow.
And it's yours for free, just for being part of Pamela's audience.
Wow. So we will have that information put into the description of this video, so that if you do not have a pen on hand at the moment, I want to make sure that you have that detail, because this was such a thrill for me to introduce you to my audience, because I want more and more people to know what I know.
Yes.
It's so beautiful to me that I needed to, it to just be out there and a part of my library of videos for BCA. So again, thank you so much for, pouring in with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And what I can do also, Pamela, is I'll give you a link if you want to get a direct link. So I can just give you a direct link to put into the comments, and they can put BCAC for the BCA chats, of course, and then we'll send them their gift.
Okay, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. And yes, and I will put that into the description of this video on YouTube as well. So if anyone does miss it and you want to share this video, please pass it along and watch it through, and like us, and hit the bell to subscribe.
Yes.
Just a question or two more in regards to just, I know your delivery is highly connective, and that I'd like to ask in regards to how do you, and I think just someone out there may need to hear this, just in regards to how do you help the stick to get unstuck?
Okay, so here's the thing, people, let's just do this exercise real quick so we can unstick the stuff, okay? Okay, so the first thing is, people usually are stuck because they are being too hard on themselves. They're judging themselves, right? And as a result, they're measuring themselves against other people. So that means they're keeping really their eyes on what other people are doing, and then judging what they are or not doing or aren't doing as well as, or want as much as they want, against what they're measuring against, which is still judging themselves.
Yes.
So to get unstuck, this is what you do. Number one, you realize that you are enough, that whatever God has for you is for you. And it doesn't matter when you get there, it's yours. The second thing is that God is a God of timing, not of time. So you're never too late. You're never too old. You never miss an opportunity. you're fine right where you are. You're going to be fine, because what is yours, no one else can go claim, and they can't go get. And since God is a God of timing, even if a window of opportunity has passed, he's really good and kind and just to bring that opportunity back again. So you can actually ensure that your latter is going to be greater than your past. Okay. So that's number two. And think, if you ever think you're too old or it's too late, remind yourself of Sarah. Okay. So then the third thing to remember and to get unstuck is that you have a gift, you have a calling, a skill, and you have talents. And God has placed them in you as seeds for you to sow, so that you can have your own harvest, so that people may eat off the fruit of your land, okay? And the fat of your land, okay? So that you can have everything left to glean from for benevolence for others, even after you've eaten well. And don't ever forget that. So if you can just remember those three things, that you are valuable and that you're enough, because the God of creation, the God of everything lives inside of you and breathes inside of you. That, so you don't ever have to compare. And the two, he's a God of timing, that there's no such thing as too late, too old, not enough money, not enough this, not enough education, none of those things. Those are all lies. Do not even listen to them. And three, that you have been given seeds, because everyone is born with seeds. Everyone is born with seeds to sow, and they're called your gifts, your skills, your talents, and they are just there waiting for you to go ahead and plant them and watch them grow and yield the harvest. That is your promise, and that is your birthright, and that is what you're here to do. Now, unstick yourself and start doing it.
Oh my goodness. Now, wow. You have, I'm sure, a to-do list. What's on your not to-do list?
My not to-do list? My not to-do list. Okay, so my not to-do list is to ever be so worked up that I don't take care of myself, right? So I budget self-time every single day as if I'm scheduling a client or an appointment, okay? And I do that as a gift to myself. The other thing I do is make sure I don't go one day without singing and or dancing. So every day I sing.
My favorite pastime.
Every day I play some kind of song, and I get up in this office of mine and I act crazy, okay? And I dance around and I rock to it, whether it's gospel, country, old school R&B, old school hip hop. It does not matter. I'm enjoying the music and I'm letting it enter my soul. So that's on my not to do list. Never forget to dance, never forget to sing, and never forget to schedule time for myself every single day.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I know I've heard you, I think you have 20, you talked about 20 years in building your empire and your legacy and all of that great stuff thus far, 20, 30, 40, 50 to go. But a little bit about your children and their entrepreneurial spirit and how you see that their paths, kind of formulating in them.
Yes, actually, okay, so yes, I've been doing this a very long time. I was corporate for 20 years and then entrepreneurial for 20 years. So I think that means that there's an overlap, right? So I'm in my 50s. So there is an overlap, because my side hustle was my side hustle before it became my main hustle and my only hustle, right? So I transitioned it. So I always worked on the side, and I think my children always saw that. So like I said before, I'm the single mom of 3 children. I have twins and then one behind the twins. Now my son is actually in a coma, right? So my 27-year-old son has been in a coma now for 3.5 years. He also had an asthma attack like me, but he died on the way to the hospital from a heart attack, and they brought him back, was on life support. And so he's been in a coma ever since, and he's actually on the vent now. He had COVID twice. So he's on the vent as a result of COVID, because he had actually made it off the vent and whatever. So let's talk about my daughters. So before my son went into his coma, he was an activist. He graduated from Syracuse with honors. He was supposed to go to medical school, and he was always for the underserved. So he was front and center at the DAPL at Standing Rock, to protest the DAPL. He lived abroad in Thailand to study organic farming and sustainable living. So that's his nature. He got my genes that are always the advocate. And then my other daughters, I have one daughter who's a rapper, and I used to be a rapper, so I couldn't get mad. I used to do that. And she's also a social media influencer. So she has her own brand, and she's an entrepreneur, and she's marketing. And then my other daughter, and all my children went to college, but they want to be entrepreneurs. And my other daughter has her own spa, and she does that, and she's an entrepreneur. So yeah, that's what my children are doing. I have one in a coma and two entrepreneurs.
I wasn't expecting that answer quite, but I mean, because I know how inspiring you are to the world. So I just wondered, how your children really kind of manifested that in their lives, and I expected nothing less. And my heart goes out, of course, to you and everything you deal with your son, of course. And I was going to wait to the end to just give my condolences once again in regards to your dad. I know that that was something. This is the one man in your life that I know truly meant everything to you. Yeah. That definitely was on my mind, and to say.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But that is, I expect nothing less, from what inspired them to be everything they could be. And unfortunate things happen, I know. So.
It does. I mean, you know what? It's a part of his journey. It's a part of my journey, and God does everything for a reason.
Yes.
Not about us.
Yes. So do you have a podcast show that you
I used to.
I know that's in your steps of things to but I just wondered, I hadn't really heard about that.
Yes. Well, yeah, I used to run a podcast show. So I started off as an author, and I wrote books, and then I went into television. So I became a television talk show host on mainstream television.
Okay.
And so that was back in the days of UPN. I don't know if you remember the UPN, but here in my local area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it became then the CW and all of that. Yeah, yep. So my show used to air in my region and in the Virgin Islands. And so I went from television, then I went to online radio, and then I had my own radio show. And then I went from radio to podcasting. I was on Blog Talk Radio. I was like really early in Blog Talk Radio history. We're talking about 20 years ago. So this is all 20 years ago. So I've got so many podcasts and so many episodes that I don't do live podcasts anymore. I just actually remix the content that I already have and the files that I already have. Although I have been thinking about, with the transition of technology, bringing out some new shows, but I have more than 300 shows. So it's like,
oh my gosh. I think I was listening to you the other day, and, in regards to, I started my new blog, being CEO Go Global, which I'm very proud of. It's coming. And then I think I heard you the other day saying that you should really put out 3 blogs a week. And I'm thinking, oh God, oh my God. So, but nonetheless, it's all about interesting people that I find, people, places, and things, and it is going to be phenomenal. And I'm going to.
It is phenomenal.
Keep a pipeline going, and hopefully we'll reach that level. But it's all a process, and but as long as you teach things, I love, because that enables us to build our foundation and in that turnkey operation. And if you can get your life into a turnkey operation, whether you're on vacation or wherever you are, it's still moving, it's still doing what it's supposed to do.
That's right. You're right.
Yes.
It's not being smarter, not working harder.
That's right. So you've mentioned a couple things, of course, that you have going on, but truly, how can we support you?
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so here's the thing. I just want people to be a part of the tribe, because I know the power of sharing stories, life lessons, sharing best practices, right? So it's through the life lessons and best practices that we edify one another. So you can support me by joining the tribe. So go ahead.
Facebook?
On Facebook, our Facebook group is called Hustle Mama Tribe.
And is it Hustle Mama Tribe? It might be the Hustle Mama.
No, it's Hustle Mama Tribe.
Okay.
Oh, wait. It might be the Hustle Mama Tribe. It is. Okay, so if you If you put it in the Facebook group search, it's the Hustle Mama Tribe.
I think, okay, just want to make it clear.
Yeah, but when you go to the picture, it says Hustle Mama Tribe. And so women entrepreneurs building digital empires. So yeah, join the group. That's how you can support me and bless me. Really, it is. Because that's where I get to teach and do a lot of things. And I'm also on Clubhouse as Hustle Mama. I'm Hustle Mama, and we have a tribe on Clubhouse called the Hustle Mama Tribe. And then of course the magazine, Hustle Mama Magazine. And of course my website, thehustlemamatribe.com. So don't forget to come on thehustlemamatribe.com. I give a lot for free over there too. And you can draw down some books and learn some things.
Learn some things.
And learn some things, learn a thing or two.
Well, I have learned a thing or two from you. And again, I always say that how blessed I am for that. And as we build our business to business network, there's people like you that can be found in the network. So I thank you for joining the network and being a part of our early adopters as we continue to build. And any last words as we close out? Everything, all of the contact information for Hustle Mama, thehustlemamatribe.com will be found in the information on this video. So, do not worry, make sure to connect. But any last words you'd like to share?
Sure. I think in closing for me, the only thing I want to make sure people understand is that life is meant to be lived on purpose. And when I say on purpose, that means be purposed to really live your best life and live your gift. Because when you live your gift, you can build your business on your gift and never hunger and never thirst again, ever.
All right, we'll close it with that. Enough said. You have said it all tonight, Miss Stefany Jones, Dr. Stefany Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show. I really appreciate it. And you are a beautiful soul. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me and for your graciousness. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Wow. Thank you so very much for staying with us. And just really, I hope you were blessed as I was with that interview with the Hustle Mama. Hustle Mama is just one of a kind. I truly do adore her, and I hope that you've fallen in love as well. So if you would like the opportunity to be a part of the BCA B2B Live channel on YouTube, then just go to our website, bcab2blive.com, and just let us know if you're an expert resource from marketing, branding, public relations, or strategy. Then I hope that you'll go to our website and let us know that as well. We have special roles in regards to what is coming, not today, but it is coming. One of these great old days, I'll be able to come here, share with you what we're doing, and you will be able to reap the rewards of what the value I know this network, this platform will bring that we are building, that we're curating for you. So bcab2blive.com, list your company with us, any industry and any level of business owners. You could be a startup who's just looking for baseline information to get yourself going. What do you need? You can be a seasoned CEO in the midst of an IPO, and you may have a question or two, or just advice, or just conversation. Everyone that's a part of the network is motivated to do business and to connect with you. So I hope that will be something of service, great service, and benefit to you as well. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this network. And I appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Pamela with Business Concepts Accelerated, BCA B2B Live, and you have a blessed evening. Take care.